affects us when we are speaking. You know, it makes us burst out and our emotions spiraling all over the place. And then we'll begin to imagine some of the things we watch in movies. All right, guys.
Please, please,
Oh no,
can I
please,
say
please,
something? Can
please,
I
please.
correct?
No, no,
I
no,
like
no, no.
when
Don't do that. 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 Thank you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Thank you. I don't want to be the one to remove you. I want you to be the one to step down. You know. All right. Thank you very much. Let's move on. Uh, Someone's was it Basque? Okay, Basque already spoken. Someone said. Some. I thought someone. Oh, Ambassador Israel. How you there? Welcome to the space, sir. The mic is yours. I don't tire. I don't like Nigerians. We all will see different things every day. Okay, you dropped back. Okay. I was very far from the phone when the only thing I heard was shoot down. When I heard shoot down, the only thing that came to my head was the Hutus and the Tutsis in Rwanda. You know the meaning of what you are projecting. That's a movie. Please. That's a movie. It's in fact it's a movie. All right. I'm sure Nigeria is not that careless. Nobody's careless in this country like that. We are never careless like that. My brother Stephen, please come save me. My mouth is paining me. Ubaka. I said Ubaka. Okay. Unamdi came up first, but Stephen's up came up. But in fact, I also love that Stephen go. Stephen, go ahead, please.
Uh, uh, Let me greet everybody. I apologize for jumping if there's a queue. One of the things I have learned is that on these our spaces like this, it's important that if you have information, you deliver it, then the queue can continue. So I had to. I understand where our brother uh, was coming from, Ubaka, but sometimes it's better not to speak things into the ears of other people, particularly in a public platform. Um, we don't want to be soothsayers or naysayers or prophets. You know, he's even a prophet. The person that is speaking, he has a bishop regalia. I reject such statement, even if he's wrong. We know he's wrong. We understand the emotions and all that, but we're in a very dicey situation. Peter Obi keeps saying, "I'm not desperate to be president. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work." But Tinubu has never said he's not desperate to be president. He has shown his hand that he's desperate. He said he would grab it, snatch it, and run with it. The challenge with running with it is that he's not able to manage the situation. I think, Jago, you are so spot on that it took me a while. It was until I was on the space on Tudo's space with Velele that I kind of got where you are coming from about amplifying our strength. I took time on the coalition conversation to analyze, to rationalize. In fact, I put myself on the shoe of the others. Let me put myself on their shoe. Will it be fair? Guys, what is clear to me, what we're listening to my friends, Jago, all of us, we help each other. So nobody knows it all. I'm not, I don't know it all. I learn as well. So I learned from my fellow comrades that our job as a pressure group is to sell our market. That is entirely our job. Peter Obi or nothing is a pressure. We are not the decision makers. Our job is to let Nigerians know that PO is the best thing since sliced bread. If I will oversell him, that he doesn't go to toilet, that he does not cry, he does not sleep, he works 24 hours, we will sell him like that. Sell him. He's better than anything that has ever existed as a political campaign politician. He's not like others. Yes, you may argue to say, oh, you are overdoing it. Let us overdo our own. As those that follow and support Peter Obi, our job is to make sure that the ADC is hearing from obedient, that they want Peter Obi or nothing. When they are in their meeting, let the conversation be that HS no go agree, Stevie no go agree, Valerie no go agree, Jago no. Let Let them be saying it in their meeting. That's the entire job we have at this moment. The analysis of is it fair, because that's what veterans, somebody was saying, is it fair to others? No. To answer the question, veteran, it's not fair. It's not fair. They're not trying to be fair. This is not a democracy of trying to be nice to people you want to take part, contest against. It's a contestation. Those who believe in articulated, let them go and sell in, open their own spaces, go to their own timeline, sell your markets. But the problem is that we have the best product. We will sell Peter Obi. It is Peter Obi or nothing. We don't want any other story. We've tried all others. We will insist on a Nigeria that works. Peter Obi has also said that he's at the tail end of his own political career. That he is 65 next year. He's not trying to be running politics at 70 and the rest. He wants the young people to take charge of the country. Obedience are largely youths. Enlighten young people. And we will grow our numbers because the data supports the obedient movement. Nigeria is 70% young people. We are the Nigeria of the tomorrow they promised us last year. The youth are the leaders of tomorrow. We are running through Peter Obi. That is the entire point. Peter Obi is the banner. The reason is that we need a bridge. If I came out for president today, I will not be able to succeed. I don't have the war chest. I don't have the notoriety. I don't have the experience. But Peter Obi comes with that. He's a bridge for us. He's that stepping stone for the youth. That's what Obi is. Some people don't understand. Why are these people supporting Peter Obi? Why don't they want to support somebody else? Peter Obi understands us. He gets it. He understands that power is the privilege to serve. He said they say he doesn't give shishi, but he spends money every day donating. He said money is meant to serve. He said he's carrying camera serving food. The wicked say, how can he be serving food? He's an example. He doesn't have to do it, but he's doing it to show example. When he becomes president by the grace of God, he's not going to have a convoy of 110 cars like Tinubu does, shutting down Lagos for hours. Everybody in traffic because Tinubu is coming to Lagos. With our money, buying Prado Jeeps, even though he makes vehicles. Nigerian vehicles are there, he won't buy. They'll go and get Escalade, bulletproof, because they're afraid that Nigerians will shoot them. Peter Obi is a different kind of leader. He does not go with entourage. He's not afraid. And nothing will happen to Okute. Nothing. So let nobody even dream or even utter those words. We won't tolerate it. Peter Obi is our political party. Peter Obi, in fact, for me, Peter Obi is my own country. He's my president. I don't recognize Tinubu as president of Nigeria. Peter Obi is my own president because he's the person I voted for. And the election was big. I don't accept, I don't care what INEC said. So let us insist, Peter Obi or nothing is on the hill. We will stay on and we will let them know that we will not accept our support for Obi is not transferable. You cannot tell me that you go through primary. Whether it's fair or not, Nigeria is not capable of a fair primary. So remove that from your mouth. Nigeria and fair does not go together. It's a dollarized plan. So consensus candidates, Peter Obi or nothing. Thank you, Jagu Jagu. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Valerie. Kunle, I see you.
Stephen, thank you very, 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 very much. But I'm happy you're still on the speaker section because there's this conversation I'd like to have your bite on. But in the meantime, in the history of bargaining and negotiation, I've always read that and learned that the one with the highest um, stake is the one that comes with, you know, the stock. The one who owns the stock goes with the highest stake. And in this context, in this coalition matter, when they say, in my language, they say, "Ta ló lómi lẹ́yìn ẹsẹ̀ jura wọn lọ." When they say, whose cow get hunchback pass, we know. So it's not a debate. They're supposed to come to me in remorse and compromise so that we can come together as equal, not you feigning superiority and using condescending tone on me. Mm-mm. Meanwhile, you own no stock. Never. So, but then that's that about that. We would always continue. Thank you, Stephen. We will always continue to go with the consciousness that we've got the strength, we've got the resources. Thank you very much.
There's
But
something before you move on. There's something Sarah Ibrahim tweeted yesterday. He
yeah,
said, "Obedience, you are the prize. You are the Lami Yamal of this transfer season. Now you be the what they call us is our player name we go talk again. Osimhen. Now you be the Osimhen of the discussion.
una no know. Una
So
they
Peter
covet
Obi
now.
and obedience. Now they want. They don't even they know it is not that we are proud. Yes, we are proud. I can't take that away from obedience. We are very proud. We went against APC in power. We went against PDP with several governors. 16 years they were in power. With a Labour Party that had 5,000 votes across the country. 5,000 votes before Peter Obi joined the Labour Party. We won APC and PDP combined. They had
Stephen,
to
Stephen,
shut down IREV.
Stephen,
They
let
had
me
to
help
shut
you.
down IREV. Why did they shut down IREV? Amazon
Stephen, let me
confirmed that
help
there
you
was no
amplify.
glitch.
Let me help you amplify, Stephen. Let me help you amplify. In case you guys don't know, as it stands today, on the record, on the data, with all metrics, this movement is still the most compact, formidable, organic movement in Africa. I stand corrected. You guys do not really understand the strength that you possess. I keep saying this thing because sometimes I will just sit down. They look at. You are so diverse. You know what they call divergent? You are so divergent that you can you weave into everywhere. When they talk, I watched the movie. They were giving a documentation about the most powerful what's his name? The most powerful whisperer, and it was somebody who's got the ordinary man in all the nooks and crannies of the kingdom. That's the most powerful whisper in that documentary. So here we are. We are spread far and wide across the world. And in this country, we are everywhere, in government, in private sector, everywhere. So if you guys would not blow your trumpet, let me assist you. Because them talk say when red head lizard fall from on top fence, on top mountain, he look around, nobody praise and be shaking and say I try. You guys take your flowers, be conscious of your strengths, exploit it, and brag with it. That's what is important. No be pride, lion no dey chop grass.
There's something that David Mark said, which I would like to address as we are waiting for other speakers. Please raise your hand, though, so that I will
Yeah,
give
Stephen,
you
before you go on, Jerry, sorry, I want you to weave this into it. We are beginning to see, if you guys have not noticed, we are beginning to see some development in the political space, and gradually, scientifically, they are weaving the good luck Billy Jonathan into the conversation. I want you guys to be conscious of that and take note of it. And Stephen, I want you to bite on that. That's what I want you to bite on.
Jagu Jagu. That one is dead on arrival. DOA. I've seen it as well. You are not wrong. But it's dead on arrival. Even nobody. Jonathan is not going to run in any election. It is not. He is now a diplomat, a senior citizen. He's going from Africa country to Africa country, making peace. He's enjoying his best life. I am 100% sure he will not accept to run because he will not even win. It's not even about to run. He will not win. There's a reason why Bola
What if
Ahmed
the PD?
Tinubu
What if the
has one
PDP
mission.
platform him?
My brother, listen. There's a reason why Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his minions has one mission, which is to make sure Peter Obi is not on the ballot. I'm not in their meeting, but I know what their wish is. Their number one wish is for Peter Obi to say, "I'm tired. I'm going." The reason why Obi is a problem to them is that Peter Obi has people that will do things without mobilization. We are all on this space right now. We are doing this. Obi does not know we are here. We sleep, we wake up, we are thinking how best to sell Obi to more Nigerians. He does not mobilize, he does not need it across the world. I'm not telling you he's in Lagos or in Onitsha or in Kaduna or in everywhere. Every normal human being that knows what is right knows that Obi is the best candidate for this presidency. So what our job is that once he becomes the presidential candidate of any party, if ADC they are here, they should be listening. Once they announce him as the candidate of any party, that party becomes the opposition. So ADC, it is in their enlightened self-interest for their own good. For me, I would even choose that Obi at this point today. Let him go and start, whether it's a new party or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. The party is not the problem. If you notice, all attacks now are facing ADC. APC is no longer attacking PDP. PDP is still existing. They are not even attacking Labour Party anymore. Those are still existing. Obi is now in a coalition. They are now facing ADC. Tinubu said the other day that it is a coalition of confusion, that more governors are coming to APC, that they should wait. He's calling it coalition of confusion. If you watch on TV, they are attacking. Yesterday, Daniel Boala went on Arise to attack ADC. Anonuga is tweeting, attacking ADC. Why is ADC receiving all the bullets? Because there's a man called Peter Obi there. So if ADC is still doing, David Mark is saying that if you are not in this party fully, you will leave you behind. Oga David Mark, Nigeria has left you behind, with all due respect, Senate President. Nigeria left you behind long ago. It is Peter Obi that is resurrecting you. And resurrecting Aregbesola. Now Obi the resurrect una. Now Obi the resurrect una. So come down from your high horse. Nobody know you. You don't retire. You don't go. You can't even decide what will happen in Benue State. Now Obi will they follow, not be you. So I want them to come down from their high horse, thinking they are now a opposition. Your opposition because somebody called Peter Obi is there. The day he walks, we walk. Full stop. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Stephen. So we should conclude that Jeg is a DOA. Because I was thinking, as someone who is a diplomat who has been receiving a global awards, responsibility on behalf of UN and what have you. We now say, well, I said, anyways, there are some people who may take gig on behalf of Jeg, even without the consent of Jeg. Nigerians. Oh God. All right. Again, welcome to the space, everybody. It's still about coalition talks. Peter Obi or nothing. That's the mountain we are on, and that's the mountain we would camp, and on that mountain we will remain until um, the coalition do the right thing. And I know they are sweating because they are under a time frame, and the time, the wall is closing in on them because every day that they wake up is minus one of the days that they must spend before they give um, direction as to where we are going, either consensus or uh, they want to wriggle their way around and maintain the status quo that we are trying to move away from. Having said that, let's move the conversation on. Let's have Hinamdi, we would have Nicholas, and then we'll go from there. Ubaka, apologies. I see your hand, but you would have to make way for speakers who've been on the line. Thank you. Then you can come back when the pipe is clear. All right, go ahead, my brother.
Hey, good afternoon or good evening, everybody. My name is Nnamdi Choku. It's a pleasure to be on the space. I wanted to bring perhaps a different perspective that I would like for the grassroots of ADC to consider, and also the obedient movement to consider, which is that you can't ignore the fact that this potential civil war between articulates and obedience is happening, and that if either of these two individuals don't make it, that it could cause a political issue in terms of number of votes, and really the whole point of the ADC coalition will kind of go to the dustbin. Um, so that's point number one: is that you can't ignore this potential threat, and how do you solve for that issue, right? One way or the other. Then the second point is that the objective of ADC is not only to remove APC and the Tinubu regime, but also to change Nigeria. I think arrived at a point that we need a political revolution in the country, and that it just can't be. And a lot of people have said this. It just can't be. The objective can't just be to remove APC and put the same political class back in. And let's be very honest about it. This coalition and across the political scene are full of the same faces and the same individuals that have yielded the same horrible, horrendous results for us. And if they get into office, they won't do anything new. So, what about a third option? What about none of these guys run, right? What about we make all these OB, Atiku, etc., all of them stand down and make them founding fathers and say to them, listen, rather than all of you guys compete for running, why don't we go and find
Snake
new?
oil, you
Hold on,
Can I
Nnamdi.
know.
finish?
Nnamdi,
Snake
calm
Yeah.
down,
oil, you
calm down. Reverend
know.
Karigwe,
Snake oil, you
hang on,
know.
Reverend
Can I
Karigwe,
finish?
hang on.
Let me finish. Let me land. I think it's important that
Hold
I
on, no,
land.
you cannot finish. You cannot finish. If you finish, it's dangerous. You cannot finish. If you finish, it's dangerous.
Snake
Um,
oil.
uh, before I handed the mic over to you, I reiterated the topic of the space, and I said we are still on coalition talks, still on PO or nothing. Honestly, I thought when you said, you have a complete shift, I didn't know it was a complete paradigm shift. I didn't know it was a complete
Well,
paradigm shift. So hold on, Nnamdi,
ideas are
hold
not
on, Nnamdi,
dangerous,
hold on,
right? It's okay
hold
to
on,
kind of
Nnamdi,
share
hold on,
ideas
Nnamdi,
and
hold on,
yeah.
hold on, hold on,
Hmm.
hold on, hold on,
Hmm.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
The
Now the ideas are
conversation,
very dangerous. Ideas are very, very dangerous.
Well, it's amongst friends, right? So we're not enemies.
Nnamdi,
We're friends here. Yeah. Go ahead. Hmm.
Nnamdi,
Hmm.
No, we are not friends here.
were
We
we
are
in
OB
conversation?
supporters here. We are OB supporters. Peter OB supporters here.
No problem. Well, let me say this. Obi has always said that he's not desperate to be president.
Ah,
So
But we
if
are
you're if
desperate
you're
for
No,
him.
we
We
assuming,
are
are desperate
desperate
for
for him
him.
to
On
be
his
we
our
are
behalf, we are
president.
desperate
desperate.
Let
for
me
him.
let me
say it.
finish. Let me finish. I think
We are desperate for him to be
give
our
somebody
president,
grace.
Nnamdi.
Give somebody grace.
Nnamdi, I've had you spoke. You've spoken on our space before. So
Yeah.
the grace, we'll give you the grace there. Let people that want to talk about Obi or not in talk, I beg. That's snake oil. We know
Well,
they buy
well,
him for
well.
anywhere. Anywhere where you see
Following
me,
Obi is not just
anywhere where you see
following the
me,
guy;
just
it's
know say
also
they know they
following
buy
his
snake oil for
principles,
there.
right? Obi has said to his
No, we are not
obedience.
following
Okay,
his
Obi.
principle. He's too gentle. We are not following his principle. It's OB or nothing. That's what we are selling here. Please.
See.
Okay,
Even Peter
All
Obi.
right,
See,
okay, no
guys,
Jago,
guys,
problem.
wait.
guys, guys,
No
guys,
problem.
guys.
No
Hang on,
Hold
problem.
guys,
on.
hang
Sounds
on,
good.
hang on, guys.
Jago,
No
can you hold
Nnamdi,
on? Let
problem.
me
I
tell him
stand
something,
down.
please, that
Reverend
he
I
Karigwe,
stand
understand.
down. I stand down,
Nnamdi.
and best of luck. No, I stand
stand
down.
down,
I
guys,
stand down
stand down, guys,
completely.
Yeah,
stand down,
Nnamdi, but
guys,
I
stand
want to
down,
tell you something in
Best of
case if
luck.
you
I
go to
stand
another
down.
space.
Yeah, I stand
Even
down.
stand down,
Obi,
guys,
Yeah.
stand down, guys.
Even Obi himself understands that he can't
Obi
come out
cannot
and tell
come
us
here
that
and
he's
tell us
not
not to
running
sell Obi.
again.
Peter Obi cannot come here and tell us not to sell him. We will sell him.
No, he can't even tell us that he's not running again. Obi,
He
he's
must to
running is by
run. Yes,
force.
exactly.
Well, so you now the thing is, if you're
Okay,
going to talk
Nnamdi, let
like
me,
that,
Nnamdi, for
hold on. You've talked now. Let me say something.
Nnamdi. All right, guys, let me protect Nnamdi here. I think Nnamdi is suddenly finding himself in the midst of um the waters. You know, Nnamdi, let me help you. Let me protect you here. Let me protect your peace. Nnamdi, um, caveat. according to contract law. The caveat of this space that is this. Number one, there are OB ninjas on this space. Number two, there are staunch OB mothers and fathers on this space. Number four, there are well-meaning Nigerians who their only interest is Peter Obi because of what he exemplifies and his consistency. I dare say over the decade.
Nam the way don't come out. Now him they talk to.
Make it
Forget
go,
that guy.
make it go, pull space, make it try. When I go get two people for that space, make it go try. Leave us
He's
alone.
taking. He's
Stephen,
saying
I don't
one
know whether you
gimmicks.
were on the space the day he came.
I was
This
there,
guy,
I was
the
there,
first
I
thing
was.
I saw on his space was him doing a program where
Anybody coming to tell you a third option is
Shehu
for
Kuti is
Tinubu.
coming.
Na Tinubu way in the say, in case you don't know.
Somebody that has worked with Shehu Kuti wants to tell us that everybody is the same, that we should let them go. Okay, let us let them go so that my papa will come and run, Abi.
A third option,
I've told these people, if Obi comes today and tell me that he's not running again, I will have issues with him. If my dad runs against Obi, I will have issues with him. That is
Me
how
will get
important it
issue.
is.
Me will be get issue with my family. On top.
What I'm saying now, if my father decides to become a politician today and run against Obi, I will have issues with him.
Oh, people don't know that
there
Obi
is there,
is. Oh,
Jagu, Jagu,
oh,
1 second, 1 second, Jagu. There is something that we need to make clear. Late President Buhari had religious voters in the north. They did not care whether he won or not. He ran 3 times, lost. They voted for him. I'm not saying we are going to be running to lose because we have already won. Let it be clear that the 2023 election was won by Peter Obi. Let's be remembering that we have won already. And the next election, we will double our hustle and multiply that vote. So much so that we will also defend it. Aura for aura, violence for violence, bigotry for bigotry, gra for gra. We will insist on our mandate in 2027. We will not accept what we did. Obi can decide what he wants. We will put him in a sort of with chair. If you know what waka, we will roll him enter at rock.
you know, pass like that too. I don't know. So you don't see as you submit with fire. You know, pass like that. See, Obi now one and now Obi be like it be like company chairman. We get company. We can go we can go register and with CAC. I don't mean Christ Apostolic Church. I mean uh, the corporation registrar. Now, if you register your company, the moment you register, that company becomes an entity. It takes a life of its own. Oh, see this movement where carry Obi name, he don't take the life of his own. Now organic movement where they evolve every day as they purge. Sometimes they do scientific purge, scientific purges. We be say we say we know they conscious of, but every day the movement grows in width and in bound. That one I be certain of. So my brother will come say, I don't even know, say I been one give a doctrine. I don't know, say don't run come out for space. He say make him continue. If he continue, it's dangerous. Uh, okay. Wait,
Yes,
oh guys.
I'm next.
All right, wait, Nicholas, wait. Even before you guys, there were some guys with plenty hands up. I think they followed Nicholas. I mean, they followed the guy up.
They ran. They all ran away. They brought me up, and I guess they
No,
ran.
no, no. You know what happened? You know what happened? Maybe they have the same snake
Not
oil to
maybe
say
that is
as they
what
see
they
what
have.
happened to
At least I know one of them.
as they see what happened to the person we won't sell, all of them japa.
I just looked down now and I all right, let's go. Uncle Kwade, please, do you have anything to say before we
I
proceed
will
with
just be
Nicholas?
very brief. Like, look, my people, again, we don't even know what we are. I don't think we understand the magnitude of what we are putting out right now. Mm. Now, for the fact that people are even more, they are even more scared to even cover your spaces, to even say things. They rather go and open another one and begin to cry, begin to weep.
No, but Uncle Kala, the good thing is that we know where everybody stand now.
Yeah,
All of
that's
us
what I'm
know.
saying. Yes, that's exactly what
And
it
that's
is.
good.
Now we know where people
Yeah.
stand, and now
So let
they
us
now
let
know
everybody
that
know where they stand.
truly this whatever is not transferable. They now know that this loyalty, this love, this show of love, this is not transferable. It is not. So they have no choice but to do the right thing. Look, they are listening in the anonymous session, and they can hear us loud and clear.
Even,
You,
even,
Okay,
even.
you
please.
you see people open shop on your head every day. This because I will keep repeating this. Whether you build your house or you scatter your house, you have the power. The earlier you do the right thing, the better for you. This talking point can be changed to something that will begin to promote in quotes that coalition and that party. The power lies within you. If you like, they drag, hoping that these ones you are
Kolade,
seeing or us.
Kolade,
Yes,
Kolade,
yes.
imagine that there is no disparity and there is no idea to sell snake oil and we are moving on a path
Just
after.
imagine what will happen.
Imagine
Just somebody should just
the
imagine what
world
will
could have
happen.
achieved.
You get it. But they are still playing, they are playing politics. They forgot that this is 2025 and we are heading into 2027. They will show you how to play that politics. If you are saying in the 70s, you think we are in the 80s or the 90s. They play. You will learn by force. Thank you.
I beg, what do not do this guy Chico? He off me die because I just when you guys allow the guy to talk, I just check the guy tweet and everything about him. Then I saw Sheyukuti, so many. I was like, oh, this guy is here to say shit. So when I saw what you guys did to him, I was very very happy. More they say, even what the obedient movement is doing, they have not even done half of what APC did to Goodluck Jonathan. They have never even done half of it. So
Exactly.
so they have
Exactly.
they have never even done half of it. To an extent, the Sahara Reporters, because that time people have not understand how to use social media very very well. Because Sahara Reporter rubbish Goodluck Jonathan to an extent that even during those times, people only NTA, Arise TV, NTA, ROS, what is it? Arrow something that station at Port Harcourt, something Arrows TV, something like that. NTA,
Is it
which other station?
RSTV, River State
Arrows,
Broadcast,
yes,
RSBC,
yes,
RSBC?
yes, Arrows TV. So because Jonathan mainly focused on NTA, and people don't usually watch television because as I am now, I'm pressing my phone. I'm not with my television, but I'm with my phone 247. So Sahara Reporters, they understand the media, and Tinubu himself understand the media. He used media to rubbish Goodluck Jonathan, and they were even surprised because they understand that P2B movement understands that format as well, because that's what P2B used in 2023, and they understand that people are much in media than people on media is much way bigger than people watching television. So they were surprised. They were like, these are 2 people, 4 people tweeting in a room. But since they notice how strong media is, social media is, that's when they start recruiting those idiots. Many of them saying shit about Obi. Even this guy now that just came now, he was like, we have tried the coalition ADC and the people that are in that coalition. They are the same people. That guy is saying such thing, and if you allow him now, next thing he will say, he will mention Sowore. If you allow him now, next thing we mention now is, let's just give Sowore a trial. That's what you guys do not even allow him to land. You guys just
No, 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 no. The guy has spoken before in a space I was. I've engaged him. He
okay.
doesn't mention Shore, but he won't proudly come out and tell you Shore, but he will be trying to kind of discredit all other politicians.
Mm. Okay,
The
but
same way
but
Shore is doing. Just what he's doing is he's preaching Shore's message without calling Shore's name.
yes,
All
okay.
right. Okay, Yaga. Let's not jump over the heads of those that have been here. Just hang in there. I see that you have you've excelled. You don't show your joy on top. Wait till be that guy name. wait, wait,
I think it's my turn.
I
wait
beg,
till
see,
they do. So Nicholas, look, let me establish a new
Is there any way I can raise my
a
hand
new
up here?
order. Yeah. So, but I don't have ends up. I wonder why. I'm only see honorables end, but I know Nicholas has been here, so I'm going to take Nicholas. Honorable would go. Karigwe, you can always bot in anytime. After that, we have Okwebo. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. Then we'll go to Kennedy. Go ahead. Stephen, as well, it's your floor as well, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Jagons, and all others. Before I start, let me just say a little word addressing Nnamdi, because for the fact that we might still have the lives of Nnamdi in this space, that statement he made, that Peter Obi, our principal, is not desperate, is being quoted out of context, and I've heard persons make the statements in previous spaces. Now, Peter Obi saying is not desperate doesn't mean that he doesn't have that desperation to change the fortunes of our country. What they mean by that statement is that his kind of politics is not the type that a typical politician will play and go beyond the ordinary. We are all here in this country. Sometimes during the 2023 election in Enugu State, a senatorial aspirant was murdered. He was killed. We are aware of that issue. It wasn't the natural death. Somebody killed him. It should be, and I'm sure it has political inclination. In my own state that I come from, Cross River State, sometimes in 2000, a former deputy governor was killed with his own brother. That is two brothers, the same father, the same mother. And if a former deputy governor was killed, was murdered on the road with his brother. Two of them died and were buried the same day. It wasn't a natural death. It wasn't a coincidence. It was politically motivated. In Lagos State, we are aware. Some years back, figures like Funshaw Williams was murdered. Understand? Funshaw Williams did not die because of headache. It wasn't a coincidence. It had political inclination, and there are several of them. So when Peter Obi says, "I'm not desperate to be a politician," what he means is that I can't play this kind of politics to get what I want. So people should understand that clearly. That statement doesn't mean that he's not ready to fix our country, but that statement means that he can't go extra mile. He can't play the dirty game and do what most people do to get their way. So please, they should not be selling us those stories, understand? Because those are all, for me, those are bullshit. Now, to go back to our major discussion, I have reservation about where we are currently, which is the ADC. The reservation I have is because we are not where we ought to be. At this point in time, we are supposed to be discussing something that will be more useful to us, that will be giving us more numbers. We should be doing things that will be giving us more numbers on a daily basis with statistics. Referencing the last 2023 election, looking at some areas we felt we didn't do very well, and start making strategy, put strategy in place. What can we do to get more votes? How can we secure? Those are what we should be discussing now. However, we are where we are currently because of a lot of factors. And the reason why we are here discussing all this is because we don't have a party of our own. If we have a party, we can proudly say, yes, this is our party. We don't need a coalition. In reality, we don't need a coalition. Even Labour Party, where we are in Labour Party currently, there are a lot of uncertainties in Labour Party, which I'm not even very sure of what's going to be unfortunate in Labour Party. And I don't know what this PO's plan in that regard, which at least I trust him to a reasonable extent, because I believe he must have had plan 1, plan 2, and very many options. But again, we are where we are now because of a lot of factors that are beyond our control. However, we are still doing what we need to do. We are still persevering. We are still putting in the necessary effort we need to put in place. And I think we are in the right path. I actually gave up completely about the ADC stuff when the leader of the APC, who's supposed to be a unifying force, bringing together all the different entities in one object to make us have a particular vision. When he made that statement yesterday, that statement was a threat. It was a threat. And the statement was directed to we the obedience and our principle. That statement can be can be likened to the kind of statement that the governor of Edo State made to PO. They are the same thing. They are the same thing. That statement Okpebolo made was directed to our principal. And the statement the party chairman made yesterday was directed to our principal. They didn't mention names. That's just the difference. Okpebolo mentioned him, but our chairman did not mention names. And for me, that statement is uncalled for. It's not necessary. And for me, I think
He's not our chairman yet. To our principal never joined the
yes,
party.
yes. For now, whether we like it or not, I think we're in the coalition for now. That's what I'm saying. And to some extent, it's still our chairman to some extent, understand? Because if things comes out the way it should be, we our chairman for now. And anything, and those things is mentioning, understand, affects us to some extent. And I think we are too gentle as a movement. We need to start exhibiting some element of radicalism in most of the things we do. People are taking us for granted. Somebody mentioned the other time about what happened in those states, where the governor went and did that rubbish he did, and nobody threatened him. There was no pushback. So if we don't start putting in place structures in place that will enable us to be exerting the necessary push, the necessary force when necessary, they'll keep on pushing us as if we are people as if we are scalar quantities that don't have direction. We are not. So, but again, let's take it one at a time. For Mark himself, I don't know. For me, I think we should address him as a group so that he will know that statement he made on us, and he shouldn't make such statement again in the future, because that is not the kind of thing he should be saying. That apart, secondly, about the issue of Jonathan, the option about Jonathan, I don't think that is something that's going to be feasible, because if Jonathan, in his own wisdom, decides to hit to those kind of pressures, then I won't insult him because he was the president and I supported him throughout his tenure. However, if he decides to go that way, then for me, I'm disappointed. And I don't think in his wisdom he will fall for that trap. It's a trap. And it will be the greatest embarrassment he might face if he accepts such a condition and go and fail in the polls, which he will likely fail. So it's not something that will fly. I think, just as somebody mentioned earlier on, that one is completely dead on arrival. And for me, thirdly, our mantra still remains Obi or nothing. Obi or nothing. Because we are really giving them a lot of heat. In every way, people open spaces every day. They have no other agenda to discuss apart from Obi. That means they are feeling the wave. The heat is much on them. And let's keep on giving that heat. And the more we spread this gospel, the better for us. But on the final note, I hope and I believe that Pio is making options for where he's going to contest under, because ADC is not certain. There are a lot of uncertainties. And if they make any attempt to go for any primaries, there's no how Pio can make it. It's not possible. The issue of the PDP making advances to Obi, I don't see it as an option also. Our best bet should have been Labour Party. But because of the interference of the government in power, and Abuja also that is compromised, that also there are a lot of uncertainties in that regard. And this gives me a lot of concern and worries. And what I don't understand is, if all these three options does not give us the desired result, what next? However, I just have only one controlling factor, which I want all of us to have that same factor, that same as a controlling factor. Our principal is somebody he has wisdom, he's he calculates a lot, and he sees ahead. So the fact that he made a statement that I will be on the ballot box, that is the only consolation factor I have. Where he's going to be, the platform is going to contest for, I don't know. But I know at the end of the day, if the three options fails, he has a plan D or plan E. Thank you.
Yeah, my brother. Nicholas, first of all, before I forget, go and join the Obedient Ninja so that you can be part of that radicalism that is needed in the movement. Obedient Ninja.
Where is the ninja? Where is
Is
it?
where just find
We are everywhere. We are everywhere, but nowhere.
Okay.
You can't see us coming. Just Just know that we are everywhere but nowhere.
Well, if you are
You can't
everywhere, if
see
you are everywhere,
us
you know that
coming.
means that means I'm already part of the ninja.
In the Allah. You're already there.
No, if you are saying we are everywhere and we are nowhere, that means I'm already there by default.
Exactly. But you need to conform.
This ninja waiting to start. So to the Reverend.
I just remember this song just now, of the great Obi. Ṣèyí tó o ṣe ọ̀rẹ́ mi ọjọ́ ń lọ, èyí tó o bá ṣe là ó ròyìn. Ṣèyí tó o ṣe ọ̀rẹ́ mi ọjọ́ ń lọ. ADC, if ADC wants or not, let them do what that is needed to be done, because time is going, and we cannot compromise the opportunity that we have now, because them talk say once beaten, twice shy. 2023 we learned, and we learned greatly. We will not go into 2027 with the same mistake, and these people are seriously giving us problem. Right now we're supposed to be doing something else, perhaps concluding on either we would be going for agitation for electoral reforms, or we are going for judicial reform, whichever one we are even, advancing our agitation towards. But right now, some people who will not let us sleep are giving us problem. But we promise them that even they will suffer from insomnia. Let us move the mic. Honorable Guide.
Morning, everybody. A long time. Um, Valerie.
Finally, there is something about Eves. Finally, the soothing voice. Go ahead, ma.
Jagun, long time, my brother. Good morning. Uncle Kunle, Augustine, Augustine, Augustine. How many times have I called your name?
Long time.
Augustine, you're the person that's making me take this mic. Oh. Good morning, my brother. The Reverend himself, Carrie, long time, my brother.
No
Everybody
be
on the
small
space. Good
thing. No.
morning.
No, well, you still there, but you just leave Nigeria,
As in, I weak, my brother. But God, we're still there. I was going to ask August Steven. I saw your post and I made a response, reply to your post, and I don't know if you've seen it, but maybe I should read it here. Well, before I read it here, Caribbean, I'm seeing your own poll that you just put up now, saying, would you still support the coalition if Peter Obi doesn't get the ticket? And option A is I'll support whoever the coalition picks. I'm not sure that's my option. Option B is I go where Obi goes. Option C is hell no without Obi. Option C, option C is quite generic. But for me, it would be option B, unless there's a caveat, right? Because what if PO decides, like if he doesn't win and he decides to stay in the coalition, right?
No, Pio has already told us on his space that I am going to be on the ballot. And
Yeah,
Pio is
on
He,
not
the
ha-
a
he
man
has
that
said it more than
goes.
once.
He has said it more than once. He's not a man that goes back on his words.
okay, like on
So
the
we are
That
ballot,
is
on the
that is
like
absolutely
on the back. He's
final.
going to run. I am going to run on in 2027. So whether his own is he's going to run. If ADC doesn't give him the ticket, the same way. The only thing is, I'm very sure PO is smart enough not to be in a primaries because that will stop him from running elsewhere. So if he notices that the primary is going to be rigged, he's going to bounce and find another place. And if you see how he's licking with Labour Party and PDP now, you will know that he too is playing his own games.
Sorry, Valerie, check your network. You're saying it's glitchy. Check your network, Valerie. Host.
Okay, this makes a lot more sense now, Carigwe, because if you're saying PO has stated verbatim that he's going to run for presidency one way or the other. Hey, that makes me feel better, right? Because then my answer will be number B. But before I got this information now that you're saying, I made my post to my response to um Oga Steve, and then I went ahead and made it a post, of course, because I'm wondering what if PO no come win and he decides to be on the ticket, on the coalition with the coalition. What will Ocon do, right? The last space that held, it wasn't Valerie, but was a Nigerian coalition or something handle that held that space. And I was asking everybody, is it possible that as obedience, we actually start talking about what to do, what we go do if PO no win these tickets? What are we going to do? So
To be
like,
frank to you, if you is not on the ballot, that means Tinubu is going to continue because
Oh, oh,
me,
oh,
I'm not going to vote for Tinubu, but I'm very, very sure
Reverend
Nigerians
Karigwe, let us
Nigerians will
guys,
sentimentally
Reverend
vote for
Karigwe,
Tinubu.
Reverend Karigwe, let us not
See, if
um,
you no win, if we obedient to turn against the
guys,
ADC,
Yaga,
definitely.
guys, let us not engage in analysis paralysis here. The man himself had said, I am contesting, and he has said it more than once. So, look, there is something beautiful in following a philosopher. They don't just talk, they are always futuristic. So, they
Jagun,
calculate.
1 second, my brother. I need to ask you a question and clarify because someone just messaged me and saying he said he will contest for the in the primaries in ADC. Is that what he
That,
said,
that,
or he said he will
that is
contest
No,
for
the
untrue.
presidency?
person, no, Obi has
That
never
is
said he's going to
very
contest in
untrue.
the.
I don't know who
That is very
messaged
untrue.
you. That's very untrue. The interview, I watched it myself. He said, I am contesting in 2027. In the other interview, he said, I will be on the ballot in 2027. He never said, I am doing. There was never an interview or a discussion of, are you participating
Primaries. He
in a
did not say.
primary?
He has never said anything about primaries.
Yes. There is no
So
discussion
why we come to
around, are
fight
you
everybody now?
participating in a
So,
primary?
but wait, why are we
Oh,
now fighting
what we
everybody?
are saying because see, Nigerian politicians always like moving like snakes, and we too we learn to move like snake ninjas as well. So our ninja team found out that Atiku is moving like snakes. Snake.
Oh, honorable. For obvious reasons, which state are you from?
Anambra State, my brother. Anambra
Okay,
State.
okay, Anambra State. Anambra State is still secured. For example, my state now, when I caught wind of this information that um the Atiku camp, was going around, or had even gone round, to win over, and you understand what I mean by win over, all of the party structures in the state, even down to the wards in the local government. And I had to confirm because when I got that information, I don't just take information on face value. Logically, you have to prove it. So I went to my own, I went back to my state to confirm. And indeed, and the feedback we were getting was that because we they move like go safe with them, you have to be very we're in perilous time. The information and the feedback we got was that look, we cannot do anything except we get order from so principal A, principal B. That is where our information flow is coming from. So if that's the case, and we know either direct or indirectly what primaries entails in this country, and we are still operating, let us not be disillusioned. We are still operating in the old order. We are just only wriggling our way around them, as my brother Karigwe said. Now, why we form Ninja. So now, primaries, directly or indirectly, they come from the parties from the state. For example, directly, direct primary is like you have booths in states and party members go and vote in states. Indirectly, you have delegates that will go to Abuja during the convention to vote.
No,
Either
no,
way,
wahala, Jagun. I think I
I
get
just
you.
wanted you to understand. Either way, that process is very vulnerable and susceptible. It can be manipulated.
No
And
problem, my brother. I
uh,
completely get your point now. I've gotten this point a long time ago. The only new information to me, and I'm going to go by what Karigu has just said, is that PO has, said verbatim, I will be contesting for presidency come 2027. So in that case, anywhere PA go, all of us will go there. You know?
in
So
fact,
and
that,
I'm not
that is
I'm
the
not so worried
simplification
anymore.
of it. That
Right?
simplifies it. Anywhere PO goes, we go. That
It's
simplifies
exactly,
it.
it's really that simple. So in
Yeah.
that case, I'm going to ask you guys, why we can't they fight everybody? Like this is
Now
No,
we are
see,
see. Honorable.
yeah.
Let me explain what happened when this coalition. PO said that they've been in this coalition for 18 months. We got wind of it about I think 3 4 months ago. When we heard about it, everybody was happy that we are trying to form a one opposition front. Obedience were quiet and waiting for PO's directive. The next thing we started seeing the other camp. They started doing posters of PO being vice to Atiku. We wouldn't have kept quiet to watch them do that nonsense.
Okay. So this is both.
So we have
No be
this thing
Lagos,
now. We have
no be
we
we first do the grass, abi?
yeah, this is
Okay.
both. We
Me,
are
I like
giving
it. I
them
like
both
a
now.
very good
And
both. Me, I like both.
another thing, what we are doing is to tell the coalition, obedient movement is not for sale. We are for PO. If you don't do the right thing, we are working. Our vote is not for transferable. It's not articudent movement or amechident movement. It's obedient movement. And they called Obi to that coalition because they know he has what it takes. If they don't know that, they wouldn't have called him. So they should just give him the ticket. They've already started doing consensus. Their chairman, their secretary, and their publicity secretary is by consensus. They should do candidate by consensus as well and give us the ticket. Let's focus on winning an election.
All right, that's very fine, my brother. In this case here, because you've given me you've given me two clarity on two different issues, right? Number one is that PU has said he will be running for presidency, so that calms my nerves, right? Anywhere the man go ahead, we'll follow him and go. But if my previous submission was going to be what I responded to Stephen. That was before I got the information you're saying now, right? Because if for any reason he decides to go and contest for that ticket, and for some reason he doesn't come out the winner, but he now decides to stay there, I don't know if I'll, just jump behind whoever he's assigned to support to. If he explains and it seems legit, his reasons are good and right.
Wallahi, honorable, there is no explanation. Wallahi.
No, no, see,
These are
well,
the issues. You see, these are
Obi
the
Yes,
knows
issues.
us. There is no
no single explanation.
explanation.
Jagun,
Obi knows it.
Jagun. These are the
See, Honorable,
issues.
what you ask yourself, how
Mhm.
will Obi explain an article to us?
No. See, how will he? I can ask myself that question 1 million times, and it will never make any sense to me. But at the end of the day, if for some reason, right, this kind of nonsense happens, okay, buddy. Good morning. If kind of this kind of nonsense can't happen, then what? Right? I
Then
don't want to be out there looking like a fool.
let me tell you what will happen.
Yeah.
There will be voter apathy in Nigeria. People will not come out.
Big time.
It
Big
will give
time.
Tinubu the opportunity to rig the election.
Big
So
time.
if ADC and P2B himself wants Tinubu to continue, let them go this lane. But I don't want to think about it because Obi has promised us he's running. So let's take him for his words.
Good. Now there'll be voter apathy. That's I just want to conclude on what I had initially come up to say, so that tomorrow people will not misunderstand. You never know what will come up tomorrow, right? When I take a stand, I just stay where I did, and because I'm not taking my stand by what I'm saying now.
Honorable, if you would indulge me, there are
Yeah.
people who had already extended that argument beyond where you are right now. So before you take a rest, know that there are some people who would fault that conclusion that Carigwe just arrived on. There are some people, or I don't want to mention their names, they
Who?
are already
Yeah.
faulting that position that because Obi is not there, you are now backing off. You are destructive. And it means
No,
that
no, no. That's the thing.
calculatively,
So I'm not being disruptive, right? That's exactly
Eh,
what I
eh,
was saying to Gus Steven in his reply, right? So if he, for some reason, for some twisted, stroke of fate, something goes wrong, right? You're not going to see me out here screaming and trying to. I will not continue to divide anybody who claims they're well-meaning Nigerians. I won't, because at the end of the day,
exact,
the second thing, yeah, the second thing I like
exact, yeah.
most. Sorry, I can't. I didn't. I'm not getting you.
I don't know, but I wanted to say, in within 30 minutes, I mean, after 30 minutes, 30 seconds, so you can wrap up and then we'll move the mic.
Sure. The second thing I like better, right, than PO being the leader of the tickets is that APC is no longer in power. I'm not going to be used to destroy and pull down the house and burn down. I'm not going to do that shit. So that tomorrow, because I know obedience sometimes, people like to turn on each other. On each other. It turned on me a couple of times. I see the here. Tomorrow, let nobody come and be saying, "Oh, why are you not screaming and bringing down the house and wanting to destroy coalition?" If Obi, if you check my response, you'll see I pray he does not, because that would just mean I stop trusting you and I'll move on. But you will not see me out here fighting everybody. Good thing Kariwe has told me, this is not bass. Nobody we first slap. Now we just return the fight. And you people know me, I love me a good goose, right? Because we gotta respond aura for aura, and the energy gotta be full. So thank you very much, Jagun. Let's move the mic now. Thank you.
Yeah, quick one. Thank you very much, Honorable. A quick one, guys, for clarity. Let us know that there's a fine line, a very fine thin line between making this process a deja vu of 2015, a very thin line. So the moment that the foundation is faulty, we are on that path to 2015, where we went to the farm by our own ends, fetched the ant infested firewood, and brought it back home. That's the APC that we are still having up to today. Now, so if I keep quiet when the coalition goes with their mago and I withdraw to my shell and I say no, I'm not going to participate in this rigged system down even up to the 2027, it won't be like I'm a disruptor. It will mean that, okay, there is no capacity, there is no competence, and there is no compassionate candidate for me to back. That's all. Let's move on to uh Chidility. I don't know. There were hands up before. Okay, let's confirm who's been here. Let's take confirm by the hands that have been that are up. Confirm Chidility. You shall know the truth, and 1B in that order. Go ahead. Confirm.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're listening from. Um, I love the fact that PO has made it clear that he's going to be on the ballot. Now, I think one thing we are going to do as a movement is to see how we can mobilize the youth to.
What happened, Jagun? You muted everybody.
No be me. Oh, even me, I did muted. No be me. Oh, na X did me. Oh no. Go ahead, bro.
Okay,
You can unmute and continue talking, please.
okay. Good evening. Like I was saying, um, currently I'm in Federal Polytechnic Nekede, and speaking to so many of the students here, I discovered that most of the students, in fact, 8 out of 10, they don't have voters card. And how do we intend to really vote and come out successfully if the youth that really make up a large portion of the country don't have voters card and cannot vote? Now we are sure that PO is going to be on the ballot. The next effort now is to see how we can mobilize all the youth to ensure they get their voters card. Because if they don't get it, that would be like shooting ourselves on the foot. Imagine all the schools in Nigeria and every single youth in that school have their voters card. Imagine the number of votes we pull out just from the schools before you talk about other ones that have graduated, those that are unemployed, those on the streets. So I don't know how we're going to do it, but I think now it's the right time to start getting the message across our campuses to see that every student go out to get their voters card. Thank you.
Um, confirm. Thank you for these very very important and pertinent information. See, I can't really pick a handle right now, but I know there is a lady who is really exclusively for um age 18, those that are just coming up into 18, how we can go about their registrations, I mean their voter registration and what have you, and also the target of universities, colleges, polytechnics, and those institutions. I don't know a handle. I don't know any agbagba. Uncle Bro Kolade, Stephen, do you have any information with regards to that? Because this is very important, very, very important in this situation. I think I don't want us to just be taking this information and just roll them over and listen to the next person. Let's deal with them like important ones. What do you think, guys? Karigo, are you there? Do you have any source that we can link even this my brother to? If you have, just wave it.
Sweet child would be the go-to person for such.
Okay, so my brother, you can search Sweet Child and link up with her. That's her name, Sweet Child. I don't know her handle precise. Uncle Ade, you want to say something?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Stephen, any
Let me
info?
let me say that the idea of voter registration, continual voter registration, is something that was going to come up multiple times prior to 2027. I think right now, because of the by elections, INEC is opening up the window. So Sweet Child is in Lagos. She may be doing something around Lagos, maybe Edo where she's from and all that. But we need that across board. So my suggestion would be, if you are close to the student body and you want to do this, definitely reach out and get flyers. Let's know. Let's know. Reach out to me. Let's know what it is that is a hindrance, because it's a good idea and it will continue. Before 2027, there will be multiple opportunities, but it's better to do it early, because once you get closer to the election, like last time, they will not let you register. They will not let you get your PVC. So it's better to do it before the election season is in full swing. So I would suggest, if you have that close proximity to students, mobilize yourselves and go to the INEC office. You also follow INEC handle, because they announce it on Twitter here when it's open. So that's my take on that.
Thank you very much. And that's about it. I think more will come in this regards. More information will come, I'm sure. Let's move the mic. Chidiliti.
Yeah, my brother. Good evening to everyone. My greetings to everyone, wherever you are listening from. Um, the last, my sister, Honorable, was trying to put us on, on a very strong sport. And the point is, I understand what she was trying to say. Let me say this. I don't know. I have the feeling, because I have the feeling that ADC will zone their party primaries to the south first. And it's going to be between Amechi and Obi. And I strongly believe that Obi and Amechi will discuss and Amechi will step down. That is what I believe. Trust me. Forget whatever. I respect what ADC is doing, because they are not coming out to tell anybody anything apart from normal interview. They've been keeping it calm, and P2B have been a member, has been attending the meeting from the beginning to now. Even Obi himself is playing mind game. If you look at him very well, he's also playing the mind game. And nobody wants to come out because if they come out now and make decisions, of course, you know what will happen. The ruling party will always want to destroy everything with their evil mindset. And also, I'm happy the supporters were also even adding to more the confusion. On timeline, on social media, APC is tweeting Obi or nothing. Who is mounting? What happened? Hello?
Yes, please go on. Go
Valerie,
on.
Valerie, you need to refresh this space. I
Go
don't
on.
know who, I don't know why it's
I
missing
don't even
everybody.
know what's happening.
Agree,
Like the thing is
agree,
just
don't
muting
come.
people.
Just refresh the space if you can.
If you refresh, you don't come out the space. Oh. Can I just continue if you can hear me? Or we should wait?
Please go on.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
So for me personally, I strongly believe that is going to go, that is exactly what is going to happen. And I don't know, I read people's mind and I read people's movements, and let's just bear it in mind. Obi will be the candidate of ADC, and I strongly believe this. Atiku will not want to jump in because already a lot of people are calling his name, and he knows what is going to happen. People will call him personally. Cost us 2023. You are going to cost us again. I don't want to believe he's going to step in. My problem is it's not about giving Obi the ticket. This is where my concern is. We need Northern vote as much as we can, and can this Atiku and his team, the governors, because I believe there are some governors on the ground that will want to join ADC, work for OP. That is me. It's not even about whether he will get it. He will get the ticket. But my own, would they give everything within themselves to work for being the North? The South is locked down. Forget whatever APC is depending on is to rig, which they know is going to be difficult if everybody comes out to vote. You understand? And my question is, if you have an idea, please, I need your advice on how to go about it. I have a PVC registered in 2027. I went to Lagos State, Alimosho, to collect my PVC. That was during Jonathan time. These guys used our PVC, removed my PVC. A lot of Southeasterners PVC was not the same thing they did in 2020, the last election. They moved our PVC. I could not see my PVC. If I go to INEC website and check the status of my PVC, it's showing available for pickup. What do I do? I've sent email to INEC, no response. What can I do if I have an idea on this, please?
Omo, Fidelity, I laughed because that Ali Mosho you mentioned, hey, the way they did with people's voters cards.
Sincerely,
Oh,
that's my local government. Sincerely, that's my local government.
now the idea. If you know what they are doing with people's voters card, oh more,
But can it be
it takes it
reprint?
by
Can it be reprint?
I don't have a clue sincerely. The only idea I have is of transfer. I
Yeah,
don't know how to
if
deal with
what
this
I don't
thing.
know is if you transfer your PVC, would they print a new one for you?
That's another thing. But it's still showing active on the system. They should be able to print it.
Yeah, you can. Do
Yes,
you know what you
yes,
would do if
yes.
you go and transfer your PVC away from there, then see if you can get it from the new place you transferred it to.
They will actually print a new one for him.
Yeah,
I have
so
someone that
so
did that.
so all you do is just to transfer it to a local government that is less tribalistic in Lagos. If you can't move down to the east to vote, transfer it to a local government that is less tribalistic and go there to collect your PVC.
Oh, see where we don't reach Nigerians. We are looking for a less tribalistic local government in Lagos. Here we are, guys.
Stephen, I dey drink water. I dey drink water. I dey drink water.
In
No,
20,
but Stephen
see
is
what
the
happened in
truth now.
2015.
That's where we've gotten to. That's where we've gotten to be
You see,
frank.
Lagos State election, my brother. In 2015, I know what happened. There's a particular guy that came to INEC office. I'm saying this here. That was what happened. These guys use money. They will pack PVC. One person will pack PVC like one box. They will go.
Oh, that one's small. That one's small. They used to organize civilian buses and they rent canopy and they mount canopy in INEC office and they begin to register people. Are you kidding? You don't know anything.
I will just
Oh
transfer
God,
to Southeast instead of I don't want to go
just
straight
transfer
again.
it.
I will transfer it to
Just
Sam.
transfer it, my brother. And it's very pathetic. Steven said it. Let's be serious. The humors apart, it's crazy that in 2025 we are looking for where it to be less violent for us to vote. Where it to be safe for us to vote. Locations that are safe to vote. It's crazy, but that's the situation.
And
Chidility,
also for we
wrap
in the
wrap up.
southeast, for we in the southeast, there's something I noticed right from from 1999 to date, and a state like Enugu, I'm still wondering why Obi was not able to get 1 million votes. There is a voter suppression in those areas.
No, no, no. See, let me explain. Let me explain that to you. There is two factors that is at play here. First, INEC will try and frustrate everybody in those places that is their opposition's stronghold. Then, second of all, the IPOB factor. IPOB will always say no referendum, no election. So that's in some people genuinely will say if you don't give us Biafra, we will not vote. So all those things now, that's why I don't want a primary. That's why I want ADC to make a decision on time. So we'll start going all out to preach this message. In 2019, I know how many people that I had to, although then I wasn't really buoyant, but I had to buy people food on election day, then give them transport to go and vote. That if we get Biafra at all, that it was Atiku because Obi is there that will even listen to restructuring plan at all. So we need to start according to what we said in our
Let
ninja
me,
space
Philip,
yesterday.
let me come here, Reverend.
Yeah, let me just hold on, please.
I want to correct
Our
what you said, though, so that you
okay,
can push back if you don't agree.
all right.
The vote, Chudility, you are spot on. You are very spot on why we have low vote count in the southeast, particularly Enugu. I went to school in Enugu, UNN. Enugu, if they are allowed to vote like most parts of the northern Nigeria, southwest, Enugu can churn out 2 million votes. Easy, easy. The reason is entirely INEC design. Entirely. There were many polling stations during the election. We had situation rooms I was part of. On spaces here, we are getting real reports. Polling units with 1,000 people. INEC not come at all. Many units like that around the southeast. In Aba, in Owerri, as in over 1,000 people, they wait. INEC not come at all. The reason they will give is that, oh, it's not safe, or one or two other reasons. So the point is that even when you are registering PVC, to get PVC now, wahala, INEC will want to be paid. Even in places like River State, they want to be paid to register people when it goes to election. That's why I'm saying do it now. So it is a large conversation that we may not be able to unpack here, but you are not wrong. That's my point, Utility.
You are right, because that's what I believe. Strongly believe Obi got 1 point something million votes in Enugu, but they suppressed those votes. If we can begin to request for a merger of polling units, those ones they call no secure area, we can move them and match them with some areas that are secure. I will be happy if we can have a team. We start working on all these things. While some are working on people that will clock 18 years, because if the people that will clock 18 years and register PVC towards election, they will not bring it. And just let's forget our mind, they will not bring it out. We still have pending voters card. So that's just my own. If we can start working on this and monitor some polling units, and also what are we doing to stop pre-results? Because definitely APC will come with pre-written results as usual in Edo. What are we going to do?
Chidility. This is where in fact, before you mentioned it, I was just thinking about mentioning the importance and why we must engage between now and 27 in agitation for electoral reforms, because it's very important. Very, very important. It's very, very. Karigwe, you are laughing. I know.
No, do you know why
I've
I'm
listened to
laughing?
your.
I
Hold
know,
on,
I
hold on.
know, I know, I know these people will not give us that.
No, hold on, Karigwe. It is not a discussion of if they will give you or not. That is not the way I want us to always. I mean, approach these issues. Let us not discuss their intention. it is not a function of their intentions. It is a function of our own intention and our resolution to do. Because we need it to put them in a frame so that they can operate within the rules of engagement and so that we can have something to nail them by. Because if we go again to that election with this process, I mean, with the rules, with INEX rules and regulation that is filled with enough lacuna for them to manipulate at the judiciary or even at any level, then, I'm just looking at all of those potholes that may beset us.
Jagu, my brother, I beg you.
Yeah.
Let me just chip in here. The laws we have today on the books is good enough to win a presidential election. Let me repeat. The laws as written, if you don't touch anything with a population that understands that their vote is their right, you can win the election. If you want Akpabio and Tinubu to help you write a law and sign it that will remove them for office, I have a bridge to sell to you. The laws are not the problem. The implementation is the problem. And to change that, you must have an active citizenry, which is what Aisha Yusuf is preaching. We must be ready to stand our ground and insist that our vote will count. Aura for aura. Anything they bring, we must, otherwise you are not ready.
Stephen, let me give you an instance of why I have been insisting on these reforms. One of it is um, the decision to switch from real-time recording to manual and then turn off the IRF. That was the lacuna. These are what I listened to some experts in the field, and that's what I use in corroborating my argument in the defense of the need for reforms. There are some lacuna. I'm not saying the rules and regulation is beautiful, it's firm, yes, but there are some deliberate lacunas that are technically inserted in that rules and regulation of the INEC that gives them that space to maneuver. That is my argument, Stephen.
I hear you. I hear you. We bought that idea that votes will be transmitted in real time. And we all saw what happened, particularly with the presidential. I am telling you now that even if you wrote it again with a green ink, because it's already in the rules, INEC has that already written in blue ink. So if you say we should go back to them and make them write it in red ink, it will not change anything. They off the IREV because Nigerians allowed them to. What we could have done differently was to stop the election. Immediately the IRF is not working. We'll stop. No movement. Nobody goes to work or church or house. Everybody remains until they earn it back.
Well,
If you
that's the
cannot
lacuna I
do
was
that, you are
speaking
not ready
about.
yet.
Well,
So
Jagun. Good morning.
yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Alpha.
Good morning.
Alpha.
Good
Yeah,
evening.
I just thought I should. I mean, good evening. I just thought I should come up in my ninja moon in case,
Shifu.
in case. I said let me be listening, but in case anybody move mad, I'll come with my ninja thing. Look, listen. I agree with Stephen completely, and that is also the position of Peter Obi, His Excellency, right? I think we over dramatize this electoral reform issue. The laws go through the Electoral Act of 2022. Um, that is perfect enough for us to run any credible election. Do you know, as much as we try to consider South Africa and the electoral process very laudable, do you know that everything is not even digital yet in South Africa? In fact, they are still having that conversation as we speak. So it's a combination of manual, paper recording, and then ultimately electronic. It's a combination that they have over there with everything that we know about that country. I was look at South Africa, look at the last election, it was good. So what we have right now is good enough. The problem is, I keep making this argument, institutional weakness, right? Okay, so let's say you have, if it was possible to have a perfect set of laws like you're advocating for, right? Let's go with that argument. Do you think that this crop of politicians can still manipulate the guys that are going to implement those laws? It's the same shit. It's the same people. So it doesn't matter, like Steven is saying, whether he writes it in blue ink or in red ink. it is the same
Tutu,
politicians that
Tutu,
will.
which law
Yeah,
allows uniform police officer to carry ballot box like they are doing now? Which law? Is it in our electoral law
I
that we
mean,
see? So what law are we looking
I
for?
mean,
Stephen, there's
we are
something I
back
want to
to that.
tell Jago.
We're back. Hold on, stay, Karikwe. We are back to these things are not new. Okay, we are back to 1964, 1960, 59. These things were going on. What Stephen just said right now, police officers were doing it, right? This very point he just made. I mean, it was even worse to the extent that you will go through the elections, the paper, the result will show the winner, and when it comes to final announcement, the guy that lost will be announced as the winner.
All right,
Yeah.
Tudor.
So that's what we're saying. So anyway, look, bottom line, I just came to say we don't need electoral reform. Let's what we have right now. What we need is electoral a commission chairman or commissioners that will grow some fucking balls and implement those laws and be independent. That's what we need. Period.
Jago, just to
Yeah,
add to
hold on.
what no, before you answer them, let me ask so that
Tudor
you answer three of us once.
let me
See,
ask Tudor this question real quick, Karigwe. Hold on. Tudor, what you mentioned, I mean, you mentioned something and it was interesting. Each to my hair. You said what we need is apologies, guys. We'll move the mic. What we need is institutional, formidable institution. So you're saying it's not about the building; it's about the individuals that run it, and not even the rules and
Exactly.
regulations.
That's what we're
So
saying. So if you
moving
have the
from that, this
best
is
set
my
of laws,
question.
people will still
This is my
run them. That's what I'm
question
saying.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
my question precisely. Now, how do we make sure that these beautiful rules and regulation of INEX are followed to the letter
Okay. Great question.
and
Stephen
not
answered it.
manipulated? For example, take for
Stephen
instance
Stephen answered that
that
question, Jago.
turning off the IRF
Yeah.
that was easy for them to do without something making it very difficult for them and almost impossible for them to do.
listen,
Yeah.
Tudo,
That's what I'm saying.
can I answer him?
All right, Caribbean, go ahead,
They
go ahead.
turned off, they turned off the IRF because Nigeria have become a country where politicians don't fear the people. One, then two, because they know that the of INEC officials they have will go with what they want. Let me use Abia State as an example. Had it been they turned off the IRF, Mahmoud Yakubu decided to do the right thing, they wouldn't have still rigged the election. Noti stood her ground. Abi Professor Oti stood her ground, and the election came out the way it's supposed to
But that
come
was
out.
governorship.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. In the national, if Tudo always uses what happened in 1993 as an example, Babangida cancelled the election, but the electoral officer then said no, Nigerians should go out and vote.
Exactly.
Beautiful. I love that. That's superior. That's a superior one.
Valerie,
So
check your
the thing
network.
now,
Valerie, your network.
do you know the problem we will have if we say reform? These people will make a reform that will pacify us and make us docile again. Then on the election day, they will refuse to
Jagun.
follow
Electoral
the reform.
reform is a snake oil. Unfortunately, I have to break.
Yeah, they will sell the snake
It's
oil,
a
and the
snake
snake
oil.
oil will paralyze us.
It's a snake oil. It's a
And
shiny
that's the point we
object.
are making. That's what we are making. The point we're making, Stephen. What if Tinubu says, all right, let's give them what they want? Write the most perfect set of electoral reform laws that money can buy. Right? Now what? And then it is
And that
still
and that
human
would that
beings.
that would that would still make P2B after the election. If they rig it, P2B will use because the law is there and say, okay, let's go to court. And that is what happened in 2023. Because we trusted the reform they made in 2018, abi 2022. We said, okay, let's go to the court because the reform there will win us the election in the courts. But what happened? They went there and changed hands
Jagun,
to what we